Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this video. This tarot reading is going to be dedicated to the members of the Boyz. We are about to enter August, and it had been like a roller coaster of emotions, events, very unexpected events. So yeah, let's see, for the rest of 2025, what is available for the members of the Boyz, now that they are 10th. I already did read for Ju Hagnon. It's on my live stream. Yeah, this is dedicated for the remaining members of the Boyz, and what is available for them in this 2025. So let's start with the cards that they got. We start with the 10 of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords in the middle. We have the Star card, and we have the Knight of Swords. And then in the middle, we have the card of the Wheel of Fortune as advice for them. And the keyword in this card, it says cycles. And I think that this Wheel of Fortune is very meaningful in the sense that, it's number 10, is the major arcana number 10. And, I was mentioning that now, the Boyz are a group of 10 members. So, and there's a lot of 10s in here, if you noticed. I think that the whole energy it's about coming to a sort of completion of ending ending a time, a phase, a cycle in their careers, in their probably even in their personal development as well. But I think that the Wheel of Fortune as an advice for them is very impressive, and I think that is a very nice message, because I do see a lot of cards that talk about feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit tired, feeling like you cannot, you are like hanging in there, but it feels very overwhelming, everything that they are going through, the effort that they are putting, and that they will continue to put to keep advancing in their careers. I think that they're very brave, but also the Wheel of Fortune reminds us all the time that these things, this uncomfortableness that maybe we're facing, it doesn't last forever. It's a cycle. It's a space in time. Is it's a brief moment that it shall pass. That this is not like their careers will always feel like this, but probably for the rest of 2025, it's all about putting the effort. It's all about, completing the task, the promotions, the work that they have pendant. I think that for this group, there's no resting, for the rest of 2025, and also there's not like much like emotionality as a group. So I think that this is very important to also bring into this interpretation, because since I have been reading for K-pop for a very long time now, sometimes when these groups that they have, there's some members leaving, there's sometimes they get kicked out of the group, there's some very unfair situations, and the fandom feels very like sensitive about these things. But usually the groups, I notice their energy afterwards, or about a member not being there, or things being so abrupt and then having to continue. I think that it's very important to also remind people that this is their work, and that they have to stay professional. This is why sometimes, like, they don't have the time to think, or not to think, to stop, reflect, and cry and being emotional and be like overflowing with emotions about a member or about a situation. They have to continue working. um, and they have to keep advancing, and it has to be right away. The activities cannot be stopped. The schedules cannot be canceled. um, I think that the boys definitely from the year, the starting of 2025, they felt with all these changes and transformation, they felt like a lot of pressure, responsibility in their shoulders. They are trying to make it, they are trying their best, but don't I think that don't ask of them to feel a certain way or to express a certain emotion or sentiment or you know sensitivity about, for example, about, Hagnion or about the Hagnion situation. I think that the fans, if you want to keep supporting this group, you have to focus on what they are going to keep providing for you, because I do see them, just very focused, very busy. They are doing their best to really be better. There's a lot of work in here. There's a lot of pressure on them. They know it. They know it. I think that this is a group that they never had it easy. I think that the public definitely has like something personal with them. Like it feels like they're always in the middle of something. So and with the Ten of Swords in the middle, I think that they are in these, final stages of, just being like, I cannot take it anymore. I cannot take more negativity. Like, I wonder when this will be over, when this cycle will be over, when this era of, or even when this year will be over, because I think that for them it's like, I cannot wait for this year to be over, because I think that they got very like bad news, things hasn't been easy nor pleasant for them, but they keep advancing nevertheless. And I think that maybe as fans and or as spectators of the Boys, just appreciate what they are offering, and don't dwell on what they are not, because they are doing what they can with what they have available. They have to continue working. They have to show up. They have to be professional. This is their job. This is their profession. So, sensitivities to a side, I think that they are trying to be, as productive as possible. But definitely in the middle with the Ten of Swords, there's a lot of, a lot of overthinking. I think that definitely they feel the attacks, and I think that they definitely probably they read the comments or they have been receiving messages from, I don't want to say like it's like, oh, they read about people talking about them online. No, I think that they probably get like harassed online, like certain members, they do get like very like, weird emails, maybe even packages, weird packages, weird letters, like it feels very uncomfortable, like stop talking to me, like stop sending me things, I don't want anything from you. It feels like they are being, harassed, and this has been happening for a very long time. This is not just because, of certain rumors and an invasion of their privacy. I think that the Boys, certain members, they had been like sort of like, they had stalkers, they had, this invasion in their privacy, and they just had been very, they had done their best to somehow, to not show it or to not talk about it. But I think that nowadays, with all the pressure that they feel, to, to keep being professional, to keep showing up to work, to keep being, trying to be as flawless as possible, trying to reach a level of standard, the standard of what is considered perfect or what is expected of them. They are doing their best, but mentally they are burnout. They are not, So this is why probably, maybe even if they have a comeback and they do the promotions and everything, maybe you will feel that there's something about the way they communicate or the way they share certain things, maybe, through certain platforms. You are going to feel like there's a bit of, like, the guys are like talking to the camera, or maybe they are present and you're watching them, but it feels like their soul have left their bodies. It feels like, yeah, they are communicating, yeah, they are active, but somehow it seems like their mind is elsewhere. Or maybe, when they say something, their words don't match their expressions. It seems like there's something about them, like looking like ghosts, even, like feeling very drained, emotionally, um, mentally. I think that their psyche is very affected. They are burnout. I think that, but I cannot say like they're going to have a break, because this is not the time for them to have a break. And I don't think that they want to have a break. It's just that, it hasn't been easy, and it probably this feeling of like, it seems like this is never ending and we cannot get nothing right, is going to prolong through the last months of 2025. But then, we have the Star card and we have the Knight of Swords. So, I mean, I think that there's something with the boys, and I wonder if it's personal. I did mention something about this in the, during this reading, but because we have the Star and we have the Knight of Swords, so I wonder if there's certain people that somehow they push the voice to a certain stardom, to a certain like admiration, I would say, and then they want to bring them down. So I wonder what this is, why this is, why are you doing this? Because we have the Star card and the Knight of Swords. So it's like you're shining very high, very up there, probably they're going to do very well, or they're going to look, beautiful. They're going to look like stars because they are stars, because they have the talent, they have the visuals, they have the aesthetics, they have the sound, and everything is meant to be amazing. But then we have the Knight of Swords. So there it comes. Someone comes, sort of wanting to attack that glow, them shining, them having their moment, them, um, it's like someone is going to spoil it at some point, or something is going to happen. This Knight of Swords, I don't think that is Hacknewn. I don't know, but it is a very combative kind of poster. Um, I think that it's not, if it's Hackneon, it's not about him, directly attacking the guys or talking about the guys. I think that is more like, he probably keeps having this battle, this legal battle, um, with the company. So somehow it sort of spoils, the voice moment, or the voice, possibility to, just have this, nice moment of, bliss, I would say. And oh no, something happened, or maybe, the legal battles and everything is starting to be like named again, brought up again. So it somehow is going to spoil their moment, that is supposed to be a moment of recognition, a moment of, them being in the spotlight, them shining. I think that there could be a bit of interruptions. They could do very well, but I think that there could be a sort of attack, like an interruption coming from an outsider, because I think that there's something about certain people not wanting to see the boy shine, and it feels personal. This is why I'm like, I wonder if this is like a former fan of theirs, that, these kinds of fans that they feel quote unquote disappointed by their idols, and from being this devoted fan, they become their worst nightmare, something like this. It feels like this. It feels like, oh, I used to love you, but now, everything is changed, and now I don't like you, so I think that it could, sort of like spoil the possibility of them getting recognition or getting an award, because actually they have everything, to actually have a bit of a success and more of a rise of popularity among these cows, because this period that they're going through, it feels very chaotic, but I think that the guys are doing their best to keep, working. They are just showing up like this. Maybe they are broken inside, or there's something about them feeling unmotivated or tired, but they just want to fulfill the role, and they want to do the work. I definitely see some of them really working extra hard on themselves and being like, no, I have to be better, I have to be better for the group, or I have to change certain things about myself to show improvement, because I want to make the group proud, and I want to, make the fans proud. They feel a sense of duty that is very strong, but also mentally probably they are a bit affected. They are tired, they are exhausted. Like I said, it's not a year where they are like getting good news. It feels like everything is a fatality. um, there's a bit of negativity also around them, so I think that is really challenging for for these people to maintain the energy up, but they want to be consistent. They want to be able to do their job, and I think that they will try, but then there could be surprises. There could be people just mentioning things, or just more news coming up. I think that there could be a confrontation or something happening online, or an accusation. I don't know. I think that the vibes are very hostile towards the boys, in the next months. But yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune, with the keyword of cycles, this shall pass. This is a cycle. It's very uncomfortable. Yeah, it feels very heavy. It feels very like very tiring, very exhausting. It feels unbearable. I think that it is not healthy to to be feeling like this. But at the same time, I think that they have the ability to overcome this. Especially because it's not going to last forever. It's just that every change that they're going through is somehow part of the destiny of the group. you know um I think that ever since they changed companies, there was um, there was a whole rebuilding. There was a whole like makeover of you know the image of the group, the ambitions of the members. What do they want to achieve in this new chapter in their careers? A lot of differences of opinions, because they are adult men now. They are adult men now. They are not teenagers anymore, so their view changes, their characters are different. There's a lot of people in this group, so um a lot of things were meant to be shaken. A lot of things were meant to change in this dynamic, because in order for them to grow and be able to advance, they have to go through this sort of crisis, to somehow be able to detect, okay, like what is our bond or our group made of, and if we have to change something, and if we have to reinvent ourselves, and if we have to um, you know be better at certain things, or learn different tactics about how we're going to present ourselves and our vision and what we want to achieve. They have to be brave. They have to keep going. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and probably a lot of people are going to leave. But I think that the true fans are going to have, faith in them, because the talent is there. Definitely. The talent is not fading. It's just that there has to be a new foundation. And these moments of crisis are very eye-opening about a lot of things that maybe they've always been like very unstable and shaking in the background. But, something had to happen in order to expose that fragility. Um, and, and, and they have to aim for a stronger foundation if they want to continue. And they have to all be in the same page and speak the same language. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So yeah, this is the challenge for the boys this year. But yeah, is a cycle, is a moment. It's not going to be always like this. But yeah, this is what they have to face at the moment. So yeah, this is all I have for them. If you are a fan of them, I would appreciate your feedback. And yeah, have a lovely day, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.